I'm Michele Hill from DisruptED TV, and today we are joined on Teacher Sparks with Allyson Apsey. So great to have you here, Allyson.
Thank you. So can they see me right now?
Yeah, they should be able to see you.
Hi. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about what your role is in a school?
Yeah, so I am an elementary principal in Zeeland, Michigan, which is in West Michigan. I have been an educator for, this is going to be my 21st year, and I've taught grades 3 through 8. I've been a junior high principal, a high school principal, and now I'm the proud principal of Quincy Elementary.
Awesome. And recently you just wrote a book.
I did. So the book is The Path to Serendipity. And it came out on May 3rd, so it's just been out for a few months, but it's been just an incredible journey. Just to real quick kind of sum up the book, I wrote this book thinking if these stories and lessons only land themselves in the hands of my sons and their future families, like that's enough, that's worth the time to put in to write it. And then that Dave and Shelley Burgess wanted to publish it, and now it's sparking conversations that I'm learning from people, and that the book is inspiring people across the country and across the world has been amazing. Such a blessing.
Wow, it's really a terrific book, because I know that I took some lessons from that book as well, but also that the title of The Path to Serendipity is that there's so many things that happen to us through serendipity. So I wish you a lot of luck with that. But today, our real focus is going to be talking about people going back to school. A lot of schools have already started back, and a lot will start back very shortly. And I understand you have a basket for all the teachers.
I do. I have like the new school year toolkit right here, full of some tools that I think teachers will find, not just teachers, all educators, principals included, will find handy to start the new school year and help them stay feeling good about school and having a good school environment all year long.
And are they actual objects, or are they symbols of objects?
Well, maybe you can be the judge once I show you.
Okay.
There are some actual objects, but yeah, they're a little bit tongue-in-cheek.
Okay. Tell us about them.
These items actually can be found in The Path to Serendipity. So the first one that we'll talk about is this power struggle deflector. And it's on a Frisbee, as you can see. So I was thinking that when I was starting to get into power struggles with students who are struggling, somebody could just throw this at me and like hit me in the head with it, so that I just back out slowly. And this is symbolizing that we want to avoid power struggles with students, because nobody wins. It's a lose-lose situation if we go there with students. So a reminder of we are going to inch toward power struggles. There are going to be times we're going to ask students to do things that they don't want to do. And we may have some students who have some struggles of their own, and they may even say no to us. And instead of getting into a power struggle, it's important to remember to back away slowly, by the student and yourself the gift of time, let emotions settle down, and then come together and to come up with a solution that's going to work for both of you and won't damage the relationship.
And I love that, because as a classroom teacher for over 25 years, there were power struggles, obviously, and I'd have to give myself that moment and sit back and think, what is it that I'm trying to accomplish here? And I know if I back them into a corner, it's not going to end well. So just being able to take that minute to avoid the Frisbee being thrown at our heads, and kind of understanding that we need a different approach with those students, and we need that gift of time and breathing a little bit is really, really important.
The other thing that you mentioned about really focusing on what do we want to accomplish here, or what's the why in this situation. We also can give choices. Always giving choices, I think, is a good opportunity to avoid power struggles. So instead of saying to a student, you need to do this, we can give a choice of, hey, would you like to do it this, or would you like to do this? And choice within parameters.
Okay, what else do you have?
Okay, so this is one of my favorite tools. It is Naive Body Spray.
I love this.
So, I'm just like spritz it on liberally, I suggest, like all over in the morning and then maybe reapplying throughout the day. So when we take a naive approach to life in general or to education in our classrooms, we're going to just assume that people want good things. We had a student last year who really struggled, and I call her Beth when I talk about her with groups of educators. But one of the strategies that Beth's teacher used so that she was able to be successful in the classroom is the naive approach. So when the teacher would send the students off to engage in this amazing activity that she had planned for them, and Beth would sit there and say, no, I'm not gonna do it. You can't make me. Instead of the teacher thinking, okay, here we go again. The teacher thought, you just need some help. You want good things for yourself. You just need my help. And kids can read our minds. So when we approach them in the way, like thinking, you just need my help, honey. You want good things. I know you do. Rather than, okay, here we go again. Or really getting distracted by prickly behavior. If we take the naive approach, we can work through things so much better without damaging relationships and helping keep the dignity of our students intact.
And last night you had a chat and this question came up, and I responded that I like the naive body spray because you really are able to allow positivity to permeate and not negativity. That if you assume the best, that's what happens. And that's with students and staff and colleagues.
I think that's such an important point in the book. Like, so in the Path to Serendipity, this is in there like as an advertisement, like, you know, a fake tongue-in-cheek kind of advertisement. But in there we say that this actually does work on staff members. And so you could actually disguise the naive body spray as like bathroom freshener. And then that grumpy pants staff member who goes in to use the bathroom and sprays the freshener will leave like expecting good things out of life. And it does also work with like spouses and teenage children, all of them.
That's awesome. And you have one more thing?
I do, yes. So this is another one of my favorites, and it's the emotions deflector. And so you just wear this all day long, and the negative emotions of others, it just bounces right off you. It's amazing. It actually does work. This doesn't really exist, but it does exist in sticker form, and I send out stickers to people who join my email list. So the idea is that we want to empathize with others, but if we go there with them, we can't help them. So if we hang on to our own emotions and our positive approach to the day, even when we're encountering, you know, Mr. or Mrs. Grumpy Pants, or, you know, my angry at the world 16-year-old, or whoever we encounter, we're in a much better position to help them if we hang on to our own emotions rather than taking on their negative emotions.
That's absolutely true. I just wrote an article that it'll come out pretty soon about having those difficult conversations. And one of the things is that you've got to be objective. You know, we often react emotionally to people who are already emotional, and that just heightens the level of emotion by both parties. So that deflector is really key to remaining objective, taking that step back and seeing the situation for what it really is. That's awesome.
Absolutely. I can't wait to read that article. And it also, like what you suggest too, the emotions deflector helps us depersonalize emotions, because so often what somebody else is feeling, it has nothing to do with me. And I want to make everything that exists in my world about me. Well, it's not about me. The world does not revolve around Allyson Apsey. That was a shocking revelation when I discovered that as I was growing up. But other people's emotions are really about where they are, what they're experiencing. It's not about me. So wearing the emotions deflector is helpful to the person that you're talking to, and especially helpful to yourself.
And I would want to give this advice to maybe some of the new teachers starting out. You're in a school building, your administrators are very, very busy people. They walk by you, they just say, good morning, and it's curt, and you think, oh my God, what have I done? And immediately we go to personalizing it. It must be they're angry with me, or I didn't do something right. most of the time when you encounter people has nothing to do with you. Most of the time they're caught up in their own things that are going on. And so just take that moment to realize that it's usually not about you, and assume the best. And I think that that's a good other strategy for some new staff or even veteran staff that have over the years taken things too personally.
So agree. And that's like the naive body spray comes in handy, because you can just assume, what they're going through or that look on their face just has nothing to do with me. They want good things. They're just, trying to get through the moment.
Yes. So those are great strategies for both veteran and new staff, because, we all, after you've been in the classroom for a long time, sometimes you get into a rut, I would say, and maybe you need just a reminder of all of those things. But you are a building principal, so you encounter staff all the time. Do you have any helpful hints for maybe your new staff, the brand new teachers, your newbies, or that your veteran staff that maybe have lost their spark a little?
Yeah, so the newbies. I just saw Todd Whitaker speak at the National Principals Conference, and he's amazing always and gives me so much food for thought. But one of the things that he was talking about is, he said, principals, guess when your newest teachers want you in their classroom for the first time? And the principals murmur, and they're like, never. No, actually, they want you in there for half the day, the first day, because first of all, they want to know that they're not screwing up. And then second of all, if they are screwing up, they want to know how to fix it. They want your support. So my advice to new teachers would be embrace all the support around you. And my advice to educational leaders is get in there, get in the classroom, reassure them about the positive things that they're doing and the strengths that they have.
Yeah, we had this idea that worked really, really well, and it was admin getting back into the classroom. And our administrators invited teachers to team teach. So the teacher would send out a form and say, the administrator would send out a form and say, would you like to have one of the administrators participate with you? And it wasn't just in there to observe, it was actually in there to team teach. And so they would
love it.
do the lesson together, they would execute the lesson together, and then they would talk about the feedback. And that was really, really cool for many of our new teachers, because they built trust with their administrators right away, and they saw them more as an ally and a coach as opposed to someone who was just observing them.
That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, that was actually a great and a very successful strategy for both the administrators, because as you know, those administrative positions are different. You're not always with the kids the way you want to be, and you miss being in the classroom with them. So it was a great way for them, the administrators, to reconnect, and it was also wonderful for the teachers to build trust and rapport with their administrators. And then last, I would say the kids absolutely love it, because they get to see both of you, people who are passionate educators, doing something together, and they just thought that was the best thing ever.
Okay, so I'm totally going to steal that idea, because I am not above stealing other amazing ideas. The other thing that I think that idea can develop is street cred for the administrator.
Absolutely.
Who are you to tell me how to teach? But if the administrator is going in and doing some teaching and being successful, then it would, help build that trusting relationship.
Yeah, that's an awesome one.
Okay, so veteran teachers, can we talk about them for just?
Yeah, please do, because sometimes those are, the challenge, because I know I spent 25 years in the classroom, and I absolutely loved being in the classroom with students. But I often, would find people that they were counting down their days, their years. They were saying, these are the students we used to have. And I would always say, well, they're the students that are in front of you, so you have to teach them, and you got to give them your best because they deserve your best. So what do you think about that?
So I don't have the solution to all of the problems, but one strategy that I use that is, I think, really important to especially veteran teachers is positive feedback. So often I'm sitting and doing an observation in a classroom, and I'll meet with the teacher after, and the teacher's like, oh, that was okay. I wish you had seen something different. And I love saying, wait a minute, look at this. Let me point out to you all the amazing strategies that you implemented while I was in there and the supports you provided for students, and pointing out all of these things that by 25 years into their teaching career, they just do, and it's just automatic, and they don't even remember maybe the intentionality behind it. And so bringing that positive feedback and the intentionality behind the things that they do together when we're doing observation feedback is really strength building for the teacher, and I think a really important strategy to use, especially with veteran teachers.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. When you've been in the classroom a long time, things are intuitive to you. So you don't think about them quite the same. You don't have that intentionality, but you have mastered so many aspects of teaching that it comes across as being really a lesson that just was seamless. And they need to hear that. They need to be reminded.
And then I'm able to connect veteran teachers with newbies who maybe need strengthening in those particular areas. And that is really powerful also to both.
Well, these are some great strategies. So Allyson, tell us how people can connect with you.
So I'm at Allyson Apsey everywhere. So at Allyson Apsey on Twitter, on Facebook, I think even on Instagram, and on Voxer. And my website is AllysonApsey.com, and my email is AllysonApsey@gmail.com.
And if they want to purchase your book, where can they go to find it?
It's available on Barnes & Noble and Amazon, or they can even visit my website, and I will send them a signed copy of it if they purchase it through my website.
Okay, awesome. I so appreciate you being here today with me, and I really look forward to staying connected because you are doing amazing things. So Quincy's very, very lucky to have you.
Aw, you are so kind. Yes, I look forward to continuing to learn from you, with you, alongside you also, Michele.
Okay, thanks. Have a great day.
You too.
All right, so that's our episode of Teacher Sparks. Please join us next time.